commitment?
And we talk about it when, when people bring their families here, that we'd like to be here for a long time, and I'd rather not them come here for 1 year and leave, but guys have opportunities, and I don't want to get in the way of that, but at the same time, when you build relationships and you're recruiting, we expect at least 2 years, sometimes more, and the good news is, our coaching staff, is really entrenched in this community now, which is great. They love it here. They're happy, so I don't expect anybody to leave anytime soon.
I guess it'd be a good problem to have if you have your coaches are very much wanted across the country, maybe for bigger jobs and stuff like that. But still, it'd be maybe a little bit bittersweet for you, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think that's part of the game, and understanding that as you go. I've had to move around as things went through my career, and sure, certainly don't want that, but things like that happen. But again, I just don't see that with our staff right now. I think guys, for the most part, have just got here, other than a few of us on offense, but I expect those guys to be here for a while.
Third row right, Dylan.
Ryan, how do you balance when to get Justin out of the game, understanding that every rep he gets, he's getting better as a quarterback? How do you balance getting him out of the game? And do things like style points and margin of victory ever factor in your mind?
No, certainly not style points or anything like that, but getting them better, yes. And it's not easy. I can't sit here and tell you there's a magic formula to figure that out. You trust your gut. In that game, I've been in those games before. You look at some of the college games that you won on a weekly basis. Games can flip really fast, and they come down and score. We get that fumble that Jameson had on the kickoff, and all of a sudden they score another touchdown. You're in it. You're in a game, and so there's a fine line there. But I also hear what you're saying. You don't want to get them exposed too much, so we try to do the best we can to make those decisions as they come up.
Far left, Lori.
Ryan, when you see an offense have success against a defense with a certain type of player, something like that, do you expect that defense generally will have that button down when you see them?
Oh, you're talking about when we watch a defense on film upcoming?
When you, for instance, if you watch what Indiana did, what worked for them, do you assume that Michigan State will have that button down?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, great defenses do that. They see what they, what got them on film, and they make corrections that week because they know it's very much a copycat league and copycat game. So, that's what good defenses do for sure.
And we hear coaches all the time refer to, I need to look at the tape. How often do you watch film and see a vast difference between what you thought you saw on the sideline and what you actually see on the video? How different is your perspective?
It's very different. It's usually never as good or as bad as you thought. There's a lot of things that typically you don't see. You see the big plays, you see the stuff that your eyes got glued to, but it's happening so fast that we're in a game or in an industry where you watch film over and over and over again, and then when you get in the game, it happens once, and you got to make really good decisions, and that's where everybody's eyes have to be right during game day so that the information's correct. But there's really so many angles you can watch and different things you can learn from film the next day.
Front row left, Mitch.
Ryan, is Jeff Okuda a lot better this year, or is the defensive scheme putting him in a lot better positions to be better?
Hard to say. I think that Jeff's had a really good offseason, and he's got with Jeff Hafley and our defensive scheme, and it seems to be a good fit right now. They're off to a great start. Anytime you come in, you're another year experience, another year in the program. I think that really matters. But I think it's a combination. I think he's a year older, and he's really embraced the style of defense.
Front row right, Bill.
You talked after the game on Saturday about how Tuesdays and the tough practices you have have been so instrumental. Could you kind of elaborate on that? I know Urban Meyer and it was Bloody Tuesdays, it's not a new concept. But what is it about Tuesday practices that are so instrumental?
Well, I just think that I believe that if you're going to play hard and play tough on Saturday, it doesn't just happen magically. You can't just give the team a really good speech and get them all fired up to play the game. It comes back to the training. I'm not the only coach in America. That's not new news to anybody, but it's something we talk about every week. And we'll do a team meeting today, and we'll just talk about how important practice is. And if we train really hard, we train really tough, we practice that way, then that's how we're going to play. And it's going to be tough today, really hot today, and we're going to have to work through all that stuff. But that's really what it comes down to, And I think sometimes, guys think, well, I'm just going to get all juiced up before the game, and then I'm going to go play really hard. It doesn't work that way. It's all about how you train and the practices during the week and the decisions that are made during the week, and those type of things are what matter on Saturday.